So let me take one small look on for the previous one. So last class, just we are going through the locators. So which are those locators? So locator is nothing but before you perform any actions on the web element, I need to catch that web element. How do we catch the web element? By using the locators. So how many locators we are having? We are having the 8 locators. All these locators are belongs to a class called by class. This by class is an abstract class. Okay. So through this by class, I can directly access all these locators are static methods, so I can directly access class name dot method name. Okay. So in the last class, tag name ID I have taken. So let me take one more. Okay. So very simple compared to all the locator. Instead of ID, which one I have to take? Guys, tag name I have taken. Okay. Instead of this, so what should I take now?
Class name.
Tech name.
Okay. I would try it with a different locator. So just give me a minute. The last class, just we are develop one sample web page. So that is what username and Facebook. Okay, I need to capture the address of username. So right click. Let me go with the inspect. Okay, after doing the inspect, so last class we have taken the input. Okay, so type is equal to text is there, ID is equal to A1 and name is equal to N1 and class is equal to C1. Okay, so now instead of the same, okay, all are same guys. I'll take instead of ID, I can go with the name. Next, instead of this tag name, I can go with the class name or other. Okay, all the locators are same. Just you need to change the locator and specify the path. If I take the name instead of ID, okay. So what is the value I should give? Okay, if I take ID instead of what is the value over
N1.
here?
R1.
R1.
N1.
N1. What is that?
It's N1.
Oh,
Okay,
N1. Okay.
it's N1. So if I take, let me pass the value and let me click on run.
We didn't change it, right?
I'll change it to N1. I guess 1 second. I want to show you one uh, exception. Okay, I'll tell you
Okay.
what. Okay, did it pass the value?
No.
Oh,
No. Why it is not passing the value? Okay, so because you can check it out here. So n name is equal to a1 I have given the value I have given, but in the web page, what is the value over here? That is
N1.
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 Correct?
Yeah.
Do you think both values are matching? No, it's not matching. Then what my find element will do? I told you this find element plays a very good role in fetching the element address in the web page. When you do mistake while specifying the locator values, okay, that may be name, tag name, class name, whatever may be the locator, okay, whenever you are specifying the locator values, okay, even for next upcoming locators also I'm talking about, okay, if you do any mistake while specifying the value, okay, so my find element will return, okay, it will throw an exception called,
No
okay,
such.
just let me show you the exception. Are you able to see the exception over here?
Yeah, no such element.
Okay, the name itself says no such element exception. Unable to locate the element. Okay, you can able to see the location exception also. Unable to locate the element. Okay, the name is equal to A1. Okay, my find element cannot able to fetch the element address in the web page. Okay, so if I change it to N1, automatically it can able to fetch the element address and it can pass. Now is it passing?
Yes.
I hope you understood why I'm writing this find element. And if I do the any mistakes on this locator values, so what exception we are getting? Okay, you know this. Now let me move with one more locator. The same, instead of this name, you can go with a class name. Okay, all are same. So directly pitch into next link text and partial link text. Okay. So what is link text and partial link text? So when we are developing any element, okay. So can you able to see there is a one small text over there. When I'm explaining you HTML, okay, three things to remember. I told you which are those. Whatever starts after the angular braces. Let me little bit. Whatever starts after the angular braces, okay, whatever it may be, it may be head or body or HTML, whatever it may be, okay, whatever starts after the angular braces, that is called a tag name. Okay, this combination is called attributes, single called attribute name and attribute value. After that, if a tag name is started over here, okay, a tag is getting started, so a tag is getting closed here. Before closing of any tags, okay, if that element is having some text, so that is called text of the element. Okay, so by holding or by fetching the address of or text of that element also, I can find the element. How do we fetch? So the locator says, can you able to see link text?
Yeah.
Okay, the link text in the sense, by using the text of the link or text of the any element, I can able to fetch the element address. Okay, very simple. Let me get back to Eclipse. Instead of this name, I'll write link text. Okay, so what it is taking, it is also taking the string values. For this web page, so for username, do we have any text? For these two element, which element is having the text?
Facebook.
Username or Facebook, which one is having the text of the link?
Username.
Facebook.
Username. Okay, so please look here one more time. Who said username? You can able to see, are we using or are we getting any text inside the input? No, it is outside the input. So this does not belongs to a text of the element. It is nothing but a naming. Okay, I'll show you an example.
What does that mean? I didn't get it. What is that you said? Text inside?
See. You can able to see a tag is opened here, correct? No.
Correct.
Okay, where it
Oh.
is getting ended? It is getting ended here.
Yeah, correct.
So if you are able to see anywhere, okay, before winding of this tag, if you got any text between the element, not outside. See, this is outside the tag, outside the tag. See, input tag is opened here, and it is this username is not inside the input tag. Okay, I'll show you one small example for you for a better. 1 second. Where is my web page? Oh, let me go with one small edit. Okay. This is my web page. Okay, this is HTML of the my web page. The example which I have given. You can able to see the username is here. Correct? No.
Yeah, correct.
Where my input tag is started. From here it is been started. Correct? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now just take a look. What I'll do, I'll remove this Facebook. Okay. I'll write outside the tag name which is started. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook I'll write and I'll give one column. So now what will happen? Let me get back to the web page. Let me do one small refresh. Correct now. So are you getting any link over here?
No.
Then what it says, it is just a text of that. That's it. You can't perform any action.
Oh, got
Okay.
it. Got it
It does
now.
not belongs to a link. It is just a text of that element. Okay.
Got it.
I'll show you one more. Okay. For your better understanding, let me take one more. Assume I want to write one login. Okay, this is one element. Okay, how do we develop the button? I'll take one button tag. Okay, type is equal to, I'll take button. Okay, now I'll wind up with a button tag. Correct now. So this button, do we have any text of this button? No, I'm just naming that. Okay, let me get back. This is for your understanding. Okay, so where this login is coming, okay, there is no any button and this login is coming outside. Okay, so what right now I'll do, I will name this login inside the element. Okay, on the element. So I'll space, okay, I'll place this text inside the element. Let me remove this and let me give one break. Okay, after the link. Save, get back to the page and don't do small refresh. Now where it is coming,
Inside the button.
that is an example. Okay, that's what you have to understand. That is the text of the element.
Got
Did you
it.
got it? Did you got it?
Yeah.
Okay. So now let me take one more. Okay. So then do small right click and catch this element. Okay. So you can see here we have multiple attributes and also attribute value. Okay. So you tell me if I do right click and if I catch this. Okay. So we have an button tag. Okay, we have a button tag started with here and getting over like wind of here. So can you able to see one keybar button and small expanding button? If I do expand, can you able to see one text over here?
Says login.
Okay, that is the text of the element. See, button tag is opened here and button tag is getting closed. Okay, if I do the same for forgot password also, I'll take this forgot password. See, a tag is opened here and a tag is getting closed over here. Okay, before closing this tag, can you able to see one text over here? Forgot password.
Yeah.
Not only for this one. Okay, not only for this one. Wherever you see element, okay, I'll take one create a page. See, I'll take this create a page, inspect, and I'll go with one more. Okay, see, a tag is opened here and a tag is getting closed, and within this tag, can you able to see create a new page? Create a page.
Yes.
Okay, this is all about text of the element. The text will be placed before winding of the tag. Got it? Okay, now let me catch hold of the text. Okay, here what is the text? Facebook I have given. Let me rewrite it again. Let me catch and let me write it over here. Okay, let me save. Get back to the Eclipse. Okay, so what is the text over there? The text is Facebook. Let me save. And on the link, what action you want to do? See, this is what my
Click.
page. Okay, very simple. Let me do one small refresh. So you can able to see Facebook over here. So on this link, what I can click, I need to do. Let me get back. Then dot, you can directly get click and wind up. Is it performing click action?
Not yet, right? Oh no, I didn't see that. Maybe.
Okay, it's already, yeah, it's already performed click action and you are already in the Facebook
Yeah,
page.
yeah, correct. Yeah.
Oh, then what is one more partial link text? So there are some text, okay, there. it consists of some dynamic text. Okay, it may consist of 2024 or something. It is consist of. Okay, you are running a script. When you are running the script, so for it may work for this year. What about the next year changes? Again it will become 2026. Okay, in your entire script, each time you have to come back and you have to change it to 2026. Okay, or when the year changes, you have to change the years. To avoid this, what they were doing, there is a one more locator. The name itself says partial. So what do you mean by partial? An half of. Okay, you need not to pass a complete text, a partial text. Okay, if I pass partial link text, or if I take the help of partial link text, you need not to pass the complete text of the element. Okay, you can just pass this much enough, or you can pass this much enough. If this works, okay, if this matching in the web page, FAC is matching in the web page. See, since FAC is matching, no, FAC is there in my element. Yes, it is there. So if this element is having the text, whichever I pass, partial, okay, half, that automatically it will capture. Now also, did it perform click action on Facebook? Guys, now also did it perform click action on the Facebook?
It's there in the Facebook page already, right? Yeah.
Yeah. That is why it has performed click action. Okay. Very
Yeah.
simple. Difference between link text and partial link text. Link text is nothing but if you take the link text, you have to pass the full text. Okay. Whatever the text is there, whichever text which is holding by web element, you need to pass full. When it comes to partial link text, you need not to pass a complete text. You can just pass the partial text. Did you got it?
Yeah.
Okay. So then we'll move on to the very one more important, that is CSS selector. Okay. So let me take one small CSS web page. Before I pitch into this one, let me take one Facebook. Okay, for your understanding, let me copy this. Let me paste. Okay. Let me get back. Let me take one element address. Okay, do one small right click and inspect. I have a forgot password. So what I'll be doing, always guys, you have to double click. Okay, please have a note, or you can write it somewhere else. Whenever you are taking the address from the web page, always don't write manually. Okay, so you do only double click over here, automatically the text will be get selected, that copy. Okay, and get back to your Eclipse or somewhere IDE platform, you can just paste. Okay, don't write it manually, you can just copy and paste. Okay, have a practice of copy and paste. Okay, let me save. Let me click on did perform click action on the forgot password.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what how it works. Now if I do not pass this one question mark, okay, I'll not pass this one, but still it will work. landed to Facebook page, and it has performed click action. Okay, so I'll tell you one small difference. Okay, so what is the difference? Instead of partial link text, okay, now I'll take link text. Okay, so you tell me, will it works or not?
It will not
No.
work.
No.
Why?
Uh,
Link text, it has to be the exact match of.
that match should be there. Forgot password.
Yes, very good. There. So let me click on run. And also, what exception I'll get? What is the exception name?
No such element.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so at this time, it will start looking for a text which is having the same text which has have passed. If that element or text is not matching in the web page, suddenly, okay, suddenly it will throw an exception. No such element exception. You got it? To avoid, okay, to avoid this conflict, that's why we use partial link text. Sometimes the links or element may changes which is having some dynamic element, dynamic text. To avoid that one, so we go with a partial link text. I hope you understood this one clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, very good.
Generally, like how it will be there in the real scenario, right? For Selenium. So, like for example, think that like how the real scenario will be there in the
Very simple.
work life.
Yeah, in the real scenarios, so
Uh-huh.
this is what I have given one small forgot password. Okay, so
Mhm.
the same, the elements are having some text or number or something. Okay,
Mm.
keep on changing. Assume there is a one link which is developed in the web page. Okay, which is saying Google 2025, the new year comes today. Okay, the new year comes, or some Deepavali, something it came. Okay, they were changed on small action, like a small changes. Okay, forgot password 2025 or something they have given for only today, for 2 to 3 months or 4 months. Okay, all is this is a complete static one. Assume always we go for an automation when application is stable. Okay, when there is no any changes in the further. Okay, that time we go for automation. So here also, this Facebook page is completely static. That is no more changes. Okay, this is a common page for the whole next 1 year of 15 months, or 14 or 12 months. It is static. So you have to do on small changes. You have to do on small changes. What? Some festival came or something, a sale is different or business flow is changed, and you have to change the small things. What is a small thing? On the login page, you have to write something extra. Log into Facebook or log into that application, or forgot password 2025. Create a new account with a small discount or addition, something text you need to add. Okay, the old text is already existed, and some small changes that you have to add. I by that time you can't come back to your again previous script. Not only this one. Okay, you have written so much of n number of codes. Okay, so at that time you can't search for where is that exact locator, and you cannot point it out. There is a bunch and so much of packages. At that time, what we'll do for our safer side, instead of using the link text, we are going with a partial link text. Okay, by keeping this in mind, we'll make it as partial link text. In future, it may get changes to some other text also. By holding partial text, I can able to handle.
Thanks.
Okay.
And in real time, do we use thread.slave or?
In real time, we don't use any thread or sleep. We use something called synchronization. In future class, I'll tell you. Okay. In the real time, we don't use any thread or sleep. For your understanding and slow down my execution. Okay, there
But
is
then
on
what
some
is the point of the like presence of this
right
thread.slave?
now. Right now, since my laptop and internet speed are little bit slow. Okay, if I do not use thread or sleep, within a fraction of second, my Chrome will be get launched and it will try to enter the Facebook account. Okay, So at that time, what happened? My laptop speed and internet speeds are not that much speed. Okay, or you can application speed is also not that much speed to catch. At that time, what it will do? After launching the browser, it will wait. Okay, my control, my Selenium is there. No, that control will be held by thread.sleep over 2 seconds. Then after that, it will launch or it will enter the URL to browser. After again 2 seconds, it will hold the control to find the element address. Okay, these all things are overcome in next future class. There is one separate topic called synchronization. Okay, there we do not use any thread or sleep. Do you think in real time we are using thread or sleep? No, okay, we will not use. It is a code consumption. Okay,
So,
I'll clarify. Okay, no
but
need to worry.
synchronize option is also like if you want to write sync also, that is also code, right? No.
Think in the sense, not right now. Okay, there is one different topic in Selenium itself to handle the threads and also handle the speeds.
Yeah,
Okay,
correct.
to manage the time. I'll explain in future. Okay, don't worry. I'll explain all those things at one shot. Okay, let me go with one more locator. That is CSS selector. Okay, let me take a small example of CSS selector. Okay, so what is a CSS selector? Till now, we are not following any syntaxes to catch the element address. But when it comes to CSS selector, we have a separate tag. Okay, separate syntax. What is that syntax? Whenever you catch any of the element, you have to follow the syntax. The syntax says tag name. Okay, first you write the tag name in the bracket. Okay, in the square bracket you specify what is the that attribute name is equal to within single quote. Okay, and attribute value. You please follow this syntax to catch any element. Okay, so you tell me the same syntax I need to follow and how to fetch the element address. Can you tell me the element address for this one? What may be the syntax or what may be the value for this element I need to catch? Okay, so what may be the syntax?
Driver dot find element
Mhm.
and by
No,
dot.
only I needed a syntax for CSS. See, this is syntax for CSS. Whenever
Hash.
you catch any element address,
Mhm.
whenever you catch any element address, in CSS selector, you have
Tag.
to follow the syntax. The syntax says first you specify the tag name, then attribute name is equal to attribute value. Okay, this is a syntax. So then how do we write? Okay, for this element, this one HTML web page.
Input.
By seeing this HTML web page, I need to write the syntax for CSS selector. Then how do we write?
Input.
Tag input. Yeah.
ID is equals to A1.
Very good. Okay, so what I'll do? The same, the element is input, the element is holding the tag name called input and the bracket, and I'll go with ID. You can go, okay, you can go with any ID. See, we have multiple attribute. We can go with a type is equal to text, ID is equal to A1, name is equal to N1. You can go with anyone. Okay, there is no any restriction for it. I'll go with ID is equal to within single quote A1 and I'll wind off. Okay, this is one syntax. No, I want one more syntax. I can go with one more syntax also. ID. Okay, now I'll go with the name is equal to within single quote en1. No, I want one more syntax. Yeah, you can go with one more syntax also. I'll go with input square bracket. I'll write class is equal to within single quote c1. That is also fine. Or you can go with input. Oh, just a minute. You can go with input. Oh shit. Okay. Input input. You can go with type is equal to within single quote. You can go with the text. All these syntaxes are correct. Okay, all these are matching. See what it says. First, you write the tag name, attribute name, and also attribute value. Okay, all these are matching with the HTML web page. See, type is equal to text, ID is equal to A1, name is equal to N1, and class is equal to C1. So can I write it for this one more? For a link, for the link, what will be the syntax?
A
Okay, very good.
href,
href is equals to.
Okay, correct.
and then you have
For
to write the link.
A, then I'll go with href is equal to within single quote specify the complete URL. That's it. Are you getting my point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this is syntax for CSS selector. Okay, so let me write it for any one of this. Let me go with a Facebook only. Okay, now you tell me for a Facebook. Okay, assume I need to catch the address of this username. Do one right click, inspect. Tell me for this one. You can take any address. Okay, any attribute you can take.
Input type is equals to text.
Very good. Okay, I'll go with one more input. So, just a minute. It right input type is equal to within single quote. I'll write text. Okay. Now you have told me type is equal to text. Correct now. Let me copy this and get back to the web page. Okay. Before I enter to the real time, let me go with a small web page. Okay. This is my web page. Okay. The syntax which you have written now, I need to validate whether the syntax is matching with my web page or not. Then how do we match? Okay, so very important. In the source code, in the source code, you have to press Control F. Okay, so if I press Control F, can you able to see at the bottom? I'm able to see, okay, one toolbar. Can you
Yeah.
able to see one toolbar in the below? Okay, so now please paste that one. Okay, if you paste it, can you able to see it automatically highlight the matching element in the HTML tree structure? Is it getting highlighted?
Yeah.
Okay, and also can you see one of one?
Yes.
Okay, so that means what? The syntax which you have written, no, that is matching with one element in the web page. Okay, that is having only one element address. The syntax that you have written is matching with the one web element. Now let me go with the one more Facebook. Okay, so here which element address I want an element address of username. So how do you fetch the element address? Let me press Ctrl F. Okay, now I need to write the syntax. What is the syntax? I'll write input. Okay, now if I write the input, you tell me how many input tags are in this web page. See the
11.
count are getting already. What is the count?
11.
11.
11 elements are there. So can I perform all the action on 11 element at a time? No, it's not possible. For me, which element address I want? I want address of username. Okay. So how do we segregate? I'll write on braces. Okay. Inside the braces, I want a type. I want type is equal to within single quote. I'll write text. Okay. If I write text, how many elements are matching?
Only one.
1.
Only one. Okay. If I change it to, okay, let me change it to one more. I assume I want password. Right click, inspect. Let me just expand this. Okay, so we have a one more element called input. Type is equal to password it is holding. Correct now? If I change it to password, see, let me double click on it, copy, and instead of this text, I'll paste. Now, which element is getting fetched?
Password 1.
Password. The count is one of one. Okay. So like this, you have to fetch the element address. See, I'll take. Then can I go with the ID? Okay, anyhow, my email is also having ID and also name. Can you able to see over here? The same input. Class is also having, name also is having, yeah, ID is also having, and royal email placeholder, it is having multiple attributes. You can take any attribute, okay, but make sure you are having an element address is count is one, okay, not more than one. All right, ID is equal to within single quote email. I got the count as one. So please make sure the syntax or the element address you are fetching now, that is should be matched with one currently, because at a time we can perform action on single element. In manual, can you directly pass uh, two values to email and also password? Is that possible?
No.
No, it's not possible. Okay. In the same way, Selenium also at a time you can perform action on single element address. Okay. Let me catch hold of this. Let me get back to Eclipse. Okay. So instead of this link text, okay, I'll write CSS selector. Okay. So it is also see one second. One second. Let me show you what type of value it is taking. CSS. Okay. So what value it is taking? String values, correct now?
Yeah.
Okay, let me take a string value within double quote, the validate. Okay, validated text that you are having now. Copy the text and paste it. After pasting, let me assume I want to pass some data. For passing the data, I use send keys. Okay, inside the send keys, assume I'll pass the password, or you simply I'll call Selenium you pass at 123. Okay, that is my username. Okay, let me pass the username, and you tell me now. After passing the username, I need to pass the password. Okay, for the password, how do we fetch the element address? Can you just guide me how to fetch the element address of password?
You can click on a right click and then inspect,
Very good. Inspect.
and then you can select so if you want to select ID, we can select the ID.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, we can select find element by dot ID equal to dot, and then with there'll be a double quote,
Mhm.
and then
Okay, you can go with, yeah, correct, very good. You can go with the ID also, name also, okay, class name also. You can go. Since I'm using the CSS selector, I'm taking the help of CSS selector. Okay, so I'll be writing driver dot find element. Okay, by dot, you can directly go with ID, or you can go with the CSS, whichever you comfortable. You can go and make sure it is should get highlighted with the only one element address. Matching should be one. Okay, if that element is having ID name, you can just go with the ID or name. Okay, why? Because as I told in the initial, these locators are classified based on the performance wise. When it comes to performance wise, always it should be give a better performance. Okay, yeah, tag name is the fastest. Since in the web page we have multiple tag names, we don't list use. Okay, this tag name is list use. You can go with ID name and class name link text. Okay, directly you can take any other element or other locator which is matching. I'll directly go with the ID. I'll go with the ID. ID is equal to, I'll pass what will the ID over here. Let me check it out. Password ID is
pass
pass.
container.
Yeah, I'll take pass. Then let me pass the value with the help of send keys. Simply I'll pass admin 123, then I'll wind up. Okay, next again I want to perform on click action. Okay, by dot find element, by dot, again I'll go with the, can I go with the name? Okay, let me come back. I need to perform click action on the login, so do one right click, inspect. What be the name? Can you able to see name over here? What is the name over here?
Login.
Okay, I'll take login. Okay, let me copy for this one. I'll use CSS selector. Okay, how do you use CSS selector? I'll write button. Okay, in the bracket, I'll write name is equal to within single quote. I'll paste login. Okay, am I getting the count as 1? Yes, I'm getting the count as 1. Let me capture this. Get back. Okay, instead of taking name, let me take CSS.
But for the ID, right? It should be
Hey,
pass selector or something should be there, right?
sorry. I didn't
For
get
the
you.
pass selector ID, right? For the ID, what is that like for the password, right? Password
Hmm.
web element, the ID,
Yes,
the selector value is, I think so, it's wrong.
the password, right? I don't think so. Let me check it out one more time. See,
It's,
this is what.
yeah, pass container, right?
See, this is what I have taken. Okay, this is input, and name is equal to pass, and ID is also pass.
Oh, you're taking, oh, this password. So I was going through the highlighted part.
No,
Uh,
no, no, no. Okay, always you remember if the text field means that should be go with the input. Only input tags can take the inputs, not the div tags. If you are
okay.
passing anything means, so please make sure it is having the input tag.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so name is equal to pass and ID is equal to pass.
I got it now. Okay, thank you.
Okay, now let me paste that. Then let me do one small click action. See, there is no any thread or slip between the finding or fetching the element address. So automatically it has within fraction of second it has performed the action.
Correct, yeah.
Since I'm using here, so it is holding the control. Since I'm not using anywhere, okay, in between these elements or fetching element address, so it has fetch the element address and passed the element address. Did you got my point?
Yeah, yeah. Maybe for each line, if you put the thread dot sleep, then
It
it will.
will hold. Okay, it will hold for 1 or 2 seconds, then it will perform the action. I hope you understood this one. Shall I go with our next one? XPath, very important.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So very simple. Uh, Let me go with the XPath. Okay. When it comes to XPath, in XPath there are two types. Okay. So first of all, what is XPath? XPath is nothing but it's a path of an element. Okay. Let me show you one small example so you can understand it then better. Okay. Let me go with this. Let me erase this complete web page. Okay. Let me develop one small web page which consists of let me take one div. Okay, one div I'll take. Inside the div, I'll let me develop one input type is equal to text. Then I'll name this as uh, input tag and I'll write value is equal to a. Okay, this text box is having one value called a and the same. Let me have one more. Then make it as b. Okay, then let me wind up with the div tag. Okay, div tag is just a division tag. So let me I have a one more division tag, but here make it as c and one more as d. Okay. Let me save and get back to the web page. So web page. I'll go with this web page. Let me do one refresh. Okay, small web page which consists of A, B, C, D. Okay, this is small text. Okay, now assume I want to fetch the element address of the A. Okay, how do you fetch the address of element A? by using ID. See, right now I don't have any ID. Okay, if I want to use ID name class name, I don't have any ID name class name. I can directly go with the CSS selector, correct? No, and I cannot go with the link text and also partial link text because it does not have any values or text I don't have. Then I have to go with the CSS selector and also XPath, correct? No. So how do we fetch? How do we write the an expression for that? I'll write on Control F. Okay. After pressing the Control F, you can able to see one developer toolbar. Then I'll be writing input. Okay. So if I write input, 4 element will be get match. Then I'll be writing type is equal to text. Okay. If I write type is equal to text, again how many elements I'm getting? How many matching elements are there? 4. But I want only one element. Then how do we fetch? How can I fetch? So these are some
Can
real-time
use
examples.
we can use value attribute also, right?
Yeah, we can use the value attribute also. I'm saying for an example, I'll write value is equal to within single quote. You can go with a B. Directly it will get highlighted. Correct now. But I'm saying an example. Whenever you are using, okay, whenever you are using some uh, attributes which are same, okay, by that time, how do we navigate? Or in future, it may get changes. Then how do we fetch the element address? Since I cannot use directly a partial link text over here, since I don't have any partial text, then how do I ensure in future it does not affect my code? Okay, so there is an one more important topic, that is what XPath. Okay, what XPath state most commonly used locator for in Selenium. Okay, most of the uh, like industry experts or Selenium automator or Selenium engineers, they most commonly use XPath. Why? Because it is having more usage compared to CSS and other locators. So what is that? This XPath is classified into two types. One is called absolute. I'll go with absolute XPath. Okay. Absolute XPath, and one more relative XPath. This XPath is classified into two parts. Which are those two parts? One is absolute XPath and one more relative XPath. So most important is relative XPath, and also I can go with the absolute XPath. So what do you mean by absolute XPath? First, let me give a small clarity on what is XPath. Okay, so XPath is nothing but it's a path of an element in the HTML tree structure. If I write the tree structure of this complete web page, how exactly it look like? Okay, I'll draw a small HTML tree structure. How exactly that tree structure stand for? The first element will be HTML. Okay, that is the first one. Then you have something called after this HTML. So I'm least bothered about the head. I'll not count the head. I'll go with the body. Okay. Then I'll go with one more called div tag. Okay, div tag I'm having. Inside div tag, I have two elements. So which are those two elements? One is input tag element and one more also input tag. Okay, this is input. I'll make it as input A, and this one is input B. Okay, I'll make it as bold. Let it be. We go with a B. Okay, same thing I'm having for body. Okay, let me go with one more. Again, div tag. This div tag is having one more parents. Sorry, this is child. I'll go with input C, then input D. Okay. So this is what exactly the structure. So let me give one small understanding of this one. Let me connect. Okay, this is what uh, HTML. So HTML is having one body. Okay, inside this body, okay, not this. Let me reduce it to width. Okay, I have body. Inside the body, you have one div tag, and again this same body is consist of one more div tag. Okay, again this div is having a two more child. One is input and another is this one. Okay, same. This is also one tag and this is also one more. Okay, very important. Okay, so let me make you understand in very simple way. Assume if you consider HTML is a parent. Okay, so can I tell this body is a child for HTML? Okay, small understanding you have to tell me. Okay, if I consider HTML is a parent, can I call it as body is a child for it?
Yeah.
Okay, very simple. Next, if I consider body is a parent, can I call this div 2 or a child for that?
Yeah.
Okay. Next, if I consider div is a parent, can I call these two are children? Yes, I can call it as children. Okay, so how exactly it works? Very, very important. Okay, so in HTML tree structure, there is a something called indexing. This is if I consider parent and child, parent and child, and parent and child. There is something called indexing. Okay, most important. So how exactly it works? If I consider this is a parent inside a HTML, am I seeing for the first time this body tag? My answer is yes. Okay, I'll repeat one more time. Inside the HTML tree structure, am I seeing body tag for the first time? Yes, I'm seeing this body tag for the first time. Okay, see here. Inside this complete HTML tree structure, am I seeing for the first time body tag? Yes. Okay, so what I'll be writing? I'll be making as an indexing one. Okay, this is called indexing. I'll make it as indexing one. Now you tell me inside the body tag. Okay, one second, one second. Let me make it as highlighted one. I'll be writing body. Okay, I'll write make it as this is called indexing one. Okay, for right now the body indexing is one. Now you tell me inside the body tag, am I seeing for the first time div tag? Is there only one div tag? No, we have two div tags. So the first naming will be done for this one, div of one. Okay, for this one, div of one. And am I seeing for the first time div tag inside the body? Guys, inside the body, am I seeing for the first time?
We have two dev, right?
Two div, correct? No. So I'm not seeing this div for the first time. So I'm seeing for the second time. So if you are seeing the element, okay, then just increase the indexing of that tag. I'm seeing this is second time, so I'm just increasing the index. This is first time, so I given it as first, and this is second, so I given the indexing as 2. Then inside div tag, am I seeing first time input tag? I'm talking about div tag. Okay, inside div of 1, am I seeing for the first time input?
Yes.
Okay, so what will be the indexing? Indexing will be the 1. Okay, let me give the indexing as I'll be giving indexing 1. The same question again I'll ask you inside a div tag. Am I seeing for the first time again div? Sorry, input.
Yes.
Second time or first time?
Second time. First time.
Second time. Okay. So what I'll be doing? I'm just increasing the indexing. Okay. This is indexing. I'm just increasing indexing. This is indexing of 2. This b tag input b is holding the indexing 2. Same question again inside div of 2. The c input. Am I seeing for the first time?
Yeah, in dev two, like it's first time.
Yes, very good. Okay, that is the answer which I am expecting. Okay, inside a div of 2, you are seeing for the first time. So again, the indexing will be 1. Okay, so now inside the div of 2, input of D, okay, that is again I'm seeing for a second time, just increase the indexing. Correct now? This is what indexing chart. This is an virtual indexing. Okay. Inside the HTML tree structure, you can't see, but you have to imagine and it is virtual. You have to think and you have to write. Hmm? So let me explain you now what is absolute XPath and what is relative XPath. In absolute XPath, we use something called uh, in absolute XPath, we use something single forward slash. Okay, whenever you want to navigate from parent to child. Okay, whenever you want to navigate from parent to child, we use single forward slash to navigate from parent to child. You tell me if I want to navigate to input of one, then how do we write then a XPath? How do you write an XPath by using absolute XPath? Let me show you one example. Then the rest of the example you have to write. Okay, you have to tell me. So how I'll be writing first, let me catch out of the first parent HTML. Okay, if I write like this, my control will be on HTML. I'll write one forward slash and I'll write body. Then again I'll write forward slash. Why I'm writing forward slash? To navigate from parent to an immediate child. Okay, so to navigate from parent to immediate child, I'll be writing the single forward slash. Now since I have only one body, I haven't specified any kind of indexing. So after you enter body, I have multiple div tags, correct? No? Then how do we specify the input of B? I want to fetch the address of input of B. Then how do we write?
Division. Search for a division.
Already I'm having the div. How do we write?
The
I have to
index
write a
number of the div.
yes, I have to write a div and the indexing, you tell me. So where is my element? Element is belongs to a div of one. Okay. So
One.
the indexing also I have to specify one. Okay. Then after specifying the indexing one, my control will directly navigate to div of one. Then again we have a two more element, that is input and also input of one and two. So I'll write one forward slash. I'll write input. Okay, input. Now you tell me which element I need to take. What is the indexing of the that element B?
Two.
Two.
Very simple. Okay, I'll write it as
Okay.
2. Okay, what exactly this will do? Directly it will navigate inside the HTML tree structure and catch the element of input of 2 with the holding this 2. Okay, let me show you a real time. Let me get back to the page. Let me erase it completely. Okay, by using this is absolute XPath. Okay, by using single forward slash, I'm navigating from parent to an immediate child. I'll catch HTML. If I write HTML, the entire HTML web page is getting selected. Okay, now I'll write on single forward slash. After that, directly I want to navigate to body. Automatically, it will navigate to body. Next, again one forward slash. Okay, inside the forward slash, what we will do? Inside the body, I have multiple div tag. Let me catch hold of div. If I write a div tag, how many div tag is getting selected? Can you able to see here? Two of one.
What?
Two.
That means you are in the two. See, there are two div tags. If I keep on pressing the enter, you can able to see two div tags. Here I want only one div tag, so I'll be specifying the indexing. There is no any indexing in the HTML tree structure. You have to imagine it is a virtual indexing for you to understand how to navigate. Okay, I'll be writing one so that my control automatically enters the first div tag. Inside the div tag, again I'll write one forward slash. If I write input, okay, how many input tag will be get selected? How many element will be get selected?
Two.
Two. See, if I write enter, two elements are getting selected, but I don't want two. I want only one element, that is B. What should I do?
Two. Index two.
Just give the indexing as two. Now see, directly it is navigated to an indexing two, that is element B. Okay, this is all about how you navigate from HTML to any of the element by using the absolute XPath. Absolute XPath says navigating from parent to an immediate child by using single forward slash. Okay, so let me show you one more. Assume if you want to navigate anywhere, see where. assume you want to navigate to this element. Okay, so from where you have to navigate? From my HTML. Okay, do you think it is easy to navigate?
No.
Okay, so that is why we use, okay, that is why use relative XPath. So what do you mean by relative XPath? In the relative XPath, we need not to navigate from parent to immediate child by using single forward slash. Here we use something called, very important, okay, here we use something called double forward slash. Instead of using single forward slash, we use something called double forward slash. What this double forward slash will do, it have a capability to navigate inside the HTML tree structure. Okay, how? Don't want to navigate from parent to immediate child, parent to immediate child. Okay, we have an option. Whenever I write double forward slash, it have a capability to navigate from any of the parent to any child, any child. Okay, if I write directly double forward slash input, my control will directly enter the HTML tree structure and look for an input tag. Wherever the input tags are there, it will select all the input tags. Okay, I'll show you one small example. Let me get back to the page. I'll write this one. Okay. Instead of writing this one, I'll be writing double forward slash. See, if I write double forward slash, if I just write input, my directly control is or directly it is getting highlighted all the input tags in the web page.
Yes.
Am I writing from any HTML head body div? No, I'm not writing that. Okay, there is no more writing from parent to all the child. If I write double forward slash, my control is ready to navigate anywhere in the HTML tree structure when you specify the tag name. Now you tell me, I want to navigate to D. How do we write then? I want to highlight an element called D.
Input D.
Input D. Na, see, if
Okay,
I write to
double forward slash input D.
No,
input
it
D
will be
forward slash.
Input 2. Sorry.
See, if I write 2 also, it is not getting highlighted. Why it is not able to highlight D only? See, we also have, we also have an input. Okay, we also have input. If I write just input, how many elements are matching? There are 4 elements are
4.
matching. Yes or no? If I write
Yes.
to 2, if I write to 2 in this HTML, how many elements is having the index 2?
2.
2 elements. See,
2.
input 2 elements are having. This is virtual. You have to understand. Okay. Here you don't get any indexing. But that's why I written it as here. If I write double forward slash input, there are 2 elements which are having the same index. Then how do we write specific element?
So you can
And
double slash, you can write input 2 and then
Okay.
double slash, then you can write the 2.
We can write the attribute and attribute value also.
Very good. Very good. You can go with attribute and attribute value. That is next. Okay. I'll be teaching that next. Before pitching to that, what I'll write first, let me catch
Div
out of the div. Okay,
div.
let me catch out the div. Double forward slash div. Now, how many divs are selected?
2.
2 divs are there. Okay, inside a div tag, I want to navigate to D tag. I'll be writing here itself div of 2. My control, okay, automatically will come to which one div.
Second.
Now, very important, you know how to navigate from parent to immediate child by using single forward slash. So
Yes.
I'll be writing a single forward slash. Okay, so exactly what it do, directly it will enter the div tag of second, and inside this we have 2 more elements to navigate from parent to an immediate child. Okay, these divs are not immediate child for my HTML. This is an any child, so I'm directly navigate to any of the child in the HTML. After specifying any of the child, you are want to navigate to a specific element. So I'll be writing single forward slash. Now I'll write input. Okay, now I'll be specifying the indexing 1 or 2, whichever the element you want. You just reduced HTML and body. This is for a small example. Okay, in a small web page, when it comes to a big HTML tree structure, you don't want to write from HTML body, head, all those things. Okay, you can catch hold of any of the element and you can directly go. See, here is body starts. From the body, you can directly navigate to any of the element. Okay, I'll show you one small example for that. Yes, it is belongs to, see, these are all parent. See, where is my parent body? See, here is my parent head body. If I close this, entire body will be get closed. Inside the body only you are having this much of element. See, this is what body tag starts, and you can able to see one kebab button over here. If I expand this kebab, all the element will be get loaded. This is completely an all parent and childs. Okay, let me catch all of this one small. Yeah, let me write this. If I write double forward slash div, okay, how many div tags are there? There are so many div tags are there. Okay, 33 div tags are there. Among that 33, I want specific one. Okay, how do I write a specific one?
Into
How do I
bracket
get to
2.
know?
Into bracket 2.
Correct now. That's why we go for one more attribute. By using the attribute also, I can fetch the element address. I can directly navigate. What that says, what is the syntax of that? The syntax says, okay, the syntax says, in CSS, we use a syntax called tag name, attribute name is equal to attribute value within single quote. Same syntax, but slight change. What is a slight change? Since we are using the relative expert double forward slash, I'm just adding double forward slash tag name, okay, bracket, but I'm using one important thing called at the rate. Okay, at the rate help me to search an attribute. Okay, same attribute value, sorry, attribute name is equal to within single quote, I'm writing attribute value. This is syntax where we most commonly used in enter export to fetch the element address. Okay, now you tell me, by looking into this syntax, can you tell me to locate any element in the web page? Okay, let me show you one small HTML2 structure. Now can you tell me how to fetch the element address of this one? Login, yeah, I can go with the login button. Okay, I want to fetch this element address. Okay, can you just tell me the syntax and also uh, how to fetch the next path? Like, how do I fetch the element?
Double slash button.
Okay, very good. Let me show you the this one. Okay, I'll write on Control F. Okay, double forward slash.
Yeah,
Button.
button.
I'll write button.
Name is equals to.
Okay, very good. See, if I write double button in this entire web page, there is only one a button tag. Okay, that's why it is directly navigating to button. Inside this, we have a different attribute. Okay, you can go with a data test ID or a submit type is equal to whichever you want. You can navigate. Okay, for right now, I'm navigating to name is
Value is
equal to
equals to.
login. See, I'll be writing within square bracket. If I write name is equal to within single quote login, it cannot fetch the element address. Why it is not able to fetch the element address?
At
There is,
attribute.
yes, yes, very important. There is a one important things called at the rate. What this at the rate will do? It help me to searches the attribute in the entire web page. Okay, so this is what it is used to navigate. The double forward slash is there. No, it help me to navigate in the web page. After navigating, we have different element name. So this at the rate. See, if I write at the rate, automatically element will be get highlighted. Are you getting my point?
Yeah, correct.
Yes.
Okay, so soon after you write at the rate, it have a capability to locate an exact attribute name called name. If you do not write at the rate, it don't have a capability to highlight. That is a syntax. See, are you able to see now? That is the beauty of XPath. How do you fetch the element address? You got my point?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So now there is a one more. Let me go with the same this same web page. Let me write the same XPath. I'll write double forward slash div. the bracket, I'll write type is equal to within single quote text. Okay, am I getting like element is getting highlighted? No, I'll be writing at the rate. No,
Input, right? Tag name.
yes. Right, input in the bracket. I'll write at the rate type is equal to within single quote. I'll write text. Now, how many elements are getting matched? 4.
Oh,
Okay. So now I want to make it as count as 1. Assume, this is one very important example. Assume you are writing one attribute where it is matching with a multiple element. In the real time, you are written on some element, ID or name or whichever the element attribute you are written, it is matching with a multiple. But you have to write or you have to concatenate one more attribute. Then how do you concatenate? We can go with something called and operator inside that only. And again, I'll write at the rate. Okay. Now I'll write value is equal to whichever the value you want, you can write. So are you getting what I said?
No.
Wait. I'll tell you one more time. I'll tell you one
Yeah,
more
it's
time.
too much time. Can you do
Yeah.
it? Because it's at a one
Just
time it is too much.
yes. Yes. 1 second. Hold on. So what exactly it is doing? Assume you have written one X path. Okay. You have written one X path which will get highlighted. Like this, it is getting highlighted. But it is matching with multiple element in the web page. Right now it is showing 4. In the real time, you may get to 2, 3, 4. You are not able to fetch a single element address. Okay, then how do we fetch an exact element? By concatenating other attribute also. Okay, so for example, I'll take one small example. Okay, so we have two. Okay, see here only. I'll be writing autocomplete of how many attributes are there? 2 attributes. Okay, let me catch hold of this. Double forward slash input in the bracket. I'll write at the rate autocomplete. Okay, where is autocomplete? Here is my autocomplete. Autocomplete is equal to within single quote. I'll write off. Okay, so how many elements are matching?
4.
4 are there, but I don't want all those 4. I want only one. And can you able to see one autocomplete of login source? I
Yes.
want this element only. Okay, I want a specific element, this one only. But it is having another values also. Okay, so how do we then fetch? You can add one more attribute. How do we add? We go with and operator
And
at the rate. Okay, so assume you want this
yeah.
element or this element. At that time, you can add one more attribute to a same element. Okay, I'll catch name is equal to within single quote. I'll write next. So now which element I got highlighted?
Both.
Fourth
1.
element. So what is the important of this one? Whenever you feel you are not able to get the element count as 1, at that time you can get or you can concatenate other attribute also by using and operator. In and operator, what is the most condition satisfied? Both the conditions should be
Should
satisfied.
be. Yes.
At the rate autocomplete off also should be there, and at the rate name is equal to next also should be there. If any one condition is satisfied, it will not highlight the element. Both the conditions should be satisfied, then only it will get highlighted. Okay, if I write any small, like I'll write a, do we have any name is equal to a?
No.
No, I don't have. Okay, so that's why both the conditions should be satisfied. There is a one more operator you might have heard, or operator.
Yeah.
Okay, so in this or operator, what is the condition? Any one of the conditions should be satisfied. Okay, see if I click on enter, element is getting highlighted. Why it is getting highlighted? 3 elements are getting highlighted. Sorry, 4 elements are getting highlighted. That means if this one condition is true, if this one condition is true, yes, I'll highlight the element. If this condition is true, also I'll highlight the element. Okay. Most commonly, we don't use this AND operator, OR operator. We always use AND operator to make both the conditions should be satisfied. All right, AND operator. See, now only I'm getting one. Why? Because these two conditions should be satisfied. Then only it will highlight the element. Are you getting my point?
Yeah.
Guys, others?
Yeah.
Anybody? Others?
Yeah.
Do you have any doubt on this? One is attribute and multiple attribute. Multiple attribute means we can go with a AND operator to concatenate 2x path, 3x path, n number of x path. Okay, so please remember, to concatenate two attributes, we are using a single AND operator. Okay, if you want to concatenate n number of attributes, then how many AND operator I should use?
n-1.
Very good. Okay, that is called n minus 1. Since I'm concatenating two attributes, I'm using one AND operator to concatenate n. See, assume you want to concatenate a n number. Again, I'll go with the AND operator. You can add one more attribute, so on. You can go like so on. Okay, there is no any restriction not to add multiple attributes. You can add how much you can want. Okay, how much attribute you want, you can add. Am I clear with this one?
Yeah.
Okay, then one more, the last one, very important. Okay, so this is for one by attribute, and we have one more double forward slash tag name, the bracket. I'll go with attribute name is equal to within single quote attribute value, that is by using AND operator. Again, we have to use attribute name is equal to within single quote attribute value. Okay, so we have one more syntax, double forward slash tag name bracket, most and very important commonly used text function is equal to within single quote text value. Okay, so by using this syntax also, I can fetch the element address. So what is the syntax says? Same tag name text function, it is text function is equal to text value. Okay, let me show you that one also. I told you what you mean by text of the element. The button tag is opened here and button tag is getting closed. Before winding of any tags, if an element is having the text, that is called text of the element. So by using the text of the element also, I can fetch the element address. Instead of going with the attribute also, I can directly go with the text function. Why text function is used? Most commonly, text functions are used in the web page because see, each and every texts are different. See, login text is different and create new button, new account is also different. In the web page, you don't encounter same text multiple times. Each and every element have a different text. So to fetch the element address, okay, I can also go with a text function. How do we write? Assume I want to fetch this login button address. I'll be writing double forward slash. What is the text of that? Sorry, what is the element tag name? Tell me, can you
Button.
spell it? Okay, I'll write button. Let me write down the button, double forward slash button in the bracket. Okay, text
And
function. Okay, most important here, I'm not using any at the rate. Why I'm not using at the rate? Text functions, in the text function, we don't use any at the rate. Only for an attribute, we use at the rate. Is equal to within single quote, I'll be writing the text. What the text?
login.
Very simple. Okay, I'll be catching login. So here is a login. Double click on it, Control C, then just paste inside a text function. Click on enter. Are you able to see get the count as one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you get the count as one? Okay, this is what to fetch the element based on the text function. Okay, and sir, I want another element. I want to fetch this element address. Right click, inspect. Can you able to see one more? Create a page.
Yeah.
Okay, so then how do we write an export to locate this element? Let me catch hold of this text. Tell me, anybody can tell me this one?
/A.
Okay, yeah, very good.
Square bracket text is equals to.
Sorry, it is text function. So please make a pronunciation of not text, it is text function. Okay, text function is equal to, within single quote, I'll be specifying the text of that element.
Yeah.
Okay, see, if I click on enter, can you able to see the element is getting highlighted with a 1?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what a text function. These are the 3 syntaxes. Are you getting my point, guys? So please
Yeah.
take a snapshot or one screen one. You can, so that you can understand it better, or you can get it in a recording also. No worries. So my assignment is, you have to go to one of the website. Okay, I hope you know this. Go with demo web trinities. Okay, you can go with search for this one. It's a dummy application where you can able to see one e-commerce domain. Okay, my scenario is, open this application by this URL. Okay, click on registration. You have to click on registration and fill out all the details and click on registration. This is my scenario. Okay, you have to do this scenario. Can you do this one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, this is my assignment. You have to do it. I hope you're clear with this.
Can you send the link of this website in the chat group on the
Yeah,
WhatsApp?
just a moment. Just a moment. Well, let